Welcome back from the break, Ram fans. I am out of my usual spot on desk this week, but don't worry, I've still got some fun stories planned for you, so let's get right into it. As Ella said earlier, the Rams did end up taking their second L of the season to UNLV this past week, but that loss didn't stop Moby Arena from bringing its usual madness. Let's take a look.
It's been 9 years since CSU's last March Madness appearance, but after the Rams' historic 16-1 start, that drought may finally come to an end. While seeing David Roddy plow through defenders or watching Isaiah Stevens make ankle-breaking plays is always fun to see, it's the atmosphere here in Moby Arena that really makes these games special. The Rams' record-breaking attendance is leading to many new faces in the crowd, including senior Catey Nelson, who's here with me tonight to get her first taste of Moby Madness. And all I know, win or lose, her reaction to the unbelievable student section and atmosphere here in Moby is going to be unforgettable. So let's tip off, shall we? Tell me if I misunderstood, but this is your first basketball game ever?
It is. Well, at CSU, yes. Yeah, my first game ever at Moby, so.
Interesting. So have you heard of Moby Madness?
I have. I've heard it's pretty hyped. I've heard the energy is like very high here, and our basketball team is supposedly really, really good. So I'm excited to witness some good playing.
Well, let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
No one knows the environment better than the students. That's why I spoke to two regulars about what they think makes Moby Madness so special.
I'm here with Rachel and Asia, two student super fans, and I want you to tell me why you think Moby Madness is so special.
The atmosphere that the students bring is just crazy insane, and our players just thrive off of what we give them. Any basketball game is my favorite.
Yeah, for sure. Are there any student traditions here at Moby Arena that just really excite you more than the others?
I think just the beginning when we're waving this flag, just like showing the other team that this student body is here for the team and we represent the school, just hyping everybody up and making it fun.
While Katie was getting settled into the student section, I talked to Wanda and Paul Yeager, two longtime season ticket holders, about how long they've been coming.
God.
12 years.
Or more.
Or more.
Yeah. Both men and women.
Seats. This is the Yeager seats.
We only buy season tickets to watch the cheerleaders flip, though.
Well, we love the cheerleaders because we feel they're athletes as well. And what we do is whenever we get a basket in for free throw, the cheerleaders do a flip. And we rate the cheerleaders.
Now, if we can get the students to be engaged.
Which we're working on.
Wanda and Paul are right. Student engagement is incredibly important for Moby Madness, and it's really what sets these games apart from other CSU events.
So, Katie, now that the game has officially ended, what are your thoughts on Moby Madness?
Well, I gotta say, no offense to our football team, but this was a whole new experience of experiencing CSU athletics. It's very different because there's so much more hype. There's a lot more legitimacy of the team because of they're so good. Again, no offense to the football team, but there's just, that aspect is missing in football. The energy was just, it was something different from CSU that I haven't experienced yet. So I'm a little mad at myself that this is the first time I've gone senior year, but I'm glad I went.
I had such a great time taking Katie to the game last Friday, and I'm glad she seemed to have fun as well. The only thing that could have possibly made it any better would have been a win. And while a loss to an underwhelming team such as UNLV was both shocking and disappointing, I wouldn't get too worried just yet about the Rams' chances at making the NCAA tournament. Here's why. While CSU came into Friday's game sitting at 22 in the coaches poll and 29 in AP poll voting, those numbers are essentially arbitrary when it comes to the team's chances at making a March Madness appearance. Both the AP poll and the coaches poll are opinion-based rankings, meaning that there are no strict guidelines set in place for evaluating which teams get votes. Things are basically just based off of an eye test, which allows for heavy biases towards certain teams and a lot of smaller schools to go unnoticed. But net rankings, on the other hand, well, that is how the NCAA actually makes their decisions on who goes dancing. The system was first introduced a couple seasons ago to replace the outdated RPI system. Net rankings are a cumulative ranking tool that takes data from only the current season and determines where each team should be ranked relative to the field. They're made up of two components, Team Value Index, or TVI, and net efficiency. Looking at the TVI first, it's an algorithm set up to reward teams for beating the best of the best on their schedule. It is based on wins and losses, factoring in opponent location, and of course, the winner, to figure out how quality a dub actually is. It essentially rewards teams for strong away or neutral location wins. The second component is net efficiency, which is a bit more complicated, but it essentially takes overall efficiency, strength of opponents played, and location into factor when coming up with its calculations. To try and simplify this for you, a high efficiency or level of performance against greater opponents is worth more than the same efficiency over lesser opponents. And of course, the same goes for away versus home wins as well. These two components are then compiled to create the overall net rankings, which also determines what quad a team is in. Now, even if you're only a casual viewer, you've probably heard of the quads that dictate the sport. To put it simply, there are 4 divisions at the Division I level, and every team's results against each quad is crucial when it comes to securing one of those 64 spots come Selection Sunday. In order to be selected for March Madness, a team must have a high number of quad 1 and 2 wins and a low number of quad 3 and 4 losses to prove a complete resume to the committee. For example, CSU's recent results against UNLV dropped them 14 spots in the net rankings from 25 to 39, as it was a quad 3 loss, something that will definitely not look good come Selection Sunday. On the other hand, though, the Rebels' win against the Rams moved them up 13 spots from 130 to 117, as it was a dub in the highest division. As of now, the Rams have 6 quad 2 matchups and 2 quad 1 matchups left to make up for this dip in their resume. But with the net ranking changing every day, it's very likely some of those quad 2 matchups will move up to quad 1. It's crucial for CSU to put up their best performances in their quad 1 games, as well as making sure they take care of business in quad 2 to keep them in the race for a spot in the final dance. This final stretch of the season is critical, so we'll see if the squad will rise to the occasion and play their best ball when they need it the most. And well, Ram fans, that's all the basketball action I have for you tonight. But don't leave just yet, as I'll be returning to my usual spot on desk to join LN Cam for Out of Pocket to share our choices for this week's Pick'em and much, much more. We'll be right back.